March 16th, 1962. A Lockheed Super Constellation aircraft lifts off from Andersen Air Force Base in Guam, its 4 engines humming over the vast Pacific Ocean. Inside are 93 young U.S. soldiers bound for Southeast Asia, but hours later, the plane vanishes. No distress signal, no trace of wreckage, no bodies recovered. Just one report, a flash in the sky, witnessed by a distant U.S. tanker. What followed was one of the most mysterious disappearances in military aviation history. A massive search, no answers, and a decades-long silence from the U.S. government. This is the real, haunting case of Flying Tiger Line Flight 739, a mystery that remains officially unsolved, and for many, deliberately forgotten. The aircraft was a Lockheed L-1049 Super Constellation, operated by Flying Tiger Line, a civilian airline contracted by the U.S. Department of Defense for troop transport. It was Flight 739's fifth leg, beginning in California and making stops in Hawaii, Wake Island, Guam, and onward to Clark Air Base in the Philippines. The 93 passengers were U.S. Army soldiers, mostly communications specialists with the 1st Signal Battalion, heading into Vietnam for training, months before the public even knew the war was escalating. According to official manifests and family testimonies, many of these men were told not to discuss their mission. One soldier, John Peter Smith, wrote, "If anything happens to me, just know that I love you all. We're being told not to speak of where we're headed." The crew included 11 seasoned aviators and flight attendants. The flight commander was Captain Gregory P. Thomas, an experienced former World War II pilot with over 19,000 flight hours. Flight 739 left Guam at 12:57 a.m. local time on March 16th, 1962. Its last known radio transmission occurred at 1:22 a.m., 280 nautical miles west of Guam. Everything was routine. But several hours later, the SSTL Lenson, a commercial tanker ship, reported a disturbing sight. A blinding white flash high in the sky, followed by what looked like 2 burning objects falling into the ocean. The sighting was located near where Flight 739 would have been. No distress call was ever received. The U.S. military immediately launched a colossal search involving 1,300 personnel, 48 aircraft, and 8 ships were searched for more than a week. No debris, no oil slick, not even a seat cushion. On March 23, 1962, the search was called off. Flight 739 was officially declared presumed crashed at sea. The military did not provide families with a cause. The accident board's findings were classified. No accident report was ever made public. A key detail, the Super Constellation wasn't equipped with a flight recorder, and black boxes weren't mandatory on such flights until 1967. But family members were told to stop asking questions. One widow, Teresa Galvin, said in an interview with the Military Times, "I never believed it was an accident. They knew something. They just wouldn't tell us." For years, the names of the 93 soldiers weren't listed on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. The U.S. government claimed the flight never entered a combat zone, even though its destination, Saigon, was active by early 1962. Despite multiple petitions, the Department of Defense has kept its files sealed. Many now believe Flight 739 was not a routine transport, but a covert military operation. According to declassified documents released in the 1990s, the U.S. was already conducting intelligence and military buildup operations in Southeast Asia under the guise of training. Military historian and author John Prados wrote, "The use of civilian aircraft for classified personnel transfers was common during the early Cold War period. These men were likely part of a black operation. So what happened? Sabotage? A planted bomb? The aircraft refueled just hours before the explosion. Mechanical failure? Yet no distress signal or trail. Enemy action? No adversarial presence was reported in the region. And why were families kept in the dark? To this day, no forensic evidence has been recovered. The CIA has not commented on the incident. In recent years, alternative theorists have re-examined Flight 739's disappearance. Deliberate destruction. A planned elimination of personnel to hide unauthorized activities. Black Ops extraction. The soldiers never died, but were absorbed into a classified mission and declared KIA, technological accident. The plane was carrying experimental equipment that caused mid-air detonation. Critics argue these theories are far-fetched, but then again, so is a plane vanishing entirely. Families continued to campaign. In 2021, the nonprofit Wreaths Across America built a memorial in Columbia Falls, Maine, the only national remembrance for Flight 739. The memorial bears all 93 names. Still, there is no official acknowledgement by the U.S. government. Compared to MH370, Flight 739 is lesser known, but it is no less tragic, no less mysterious. A total erasure of evidence. No answers for families, no closure. Not even inclusion in the most symbolic memorial of the Vietnam era. It's as if they never existed, said retired Army Captain Robert Hughes, who served in the same unit as many on board. The story of Flight 739 isn't just about a plane. It's about those left behind. The mothers who never got a funeral. The brothers who never saw justice. And the question remains, what's more chilling, the disappearance or the silence that followed? If you believe stories like Flight 739 deserve to be remembered, share this video. Keep their memory alive. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Do you believe it was sabotage, a cover-up, or something even darker? Subscribe for more real-world mysteries that history tried to erase. This is not just a ghost story. It's a call to remember the forgotten. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.